12-4, day 1, law of sines. Okay, so I got a little triangle here. And yeah, you can pause and draw it. I'm going to keep talking. That's the beauty of this. You have pause. Okay, so area of a triangle. All right, anybody remember what that is? Yes, correct. It is area equals 1/2 the length of the base times the height. Now, if you look at this particular picture right here, that's base, that's height. Now, I could put a number in there for base or whatever. I could put a number in for height. But let's say, we don't have that. Let's say we only have the base. We don't know the height of it. Okay? So, if you look at this right here, I want H, okay? And I'm going to make, so if we look right here, H is this side opposite A, and we have our hypotenuse C. So if you use what we know, I know that the sine of angle A is the opposite H over C. And then to get H by itself, because this is my height, it's the height of the triangle. Then, so C times sine A would equal my height. Okay? So if I plug this into this little formula up here, we would get the area of the triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, which is C sine angle A. Okay? That is how we can find the area of a triangle if we just know 2 of the sides and the non-included angle. I'm sorry, the included angle. Back that up. Burp, 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 and I'll show you in pictures, so don't worry. So again, sine of A times C, look right here. Sine of A times C is going to give us our hypotenuse, or H, our height, okay? So, let's take any triangle. Let's just draw a little guy right here. Doesn't even matter. And guys, remember, again, I keep saying this. Don't go by looks. When don't try, oh, that looks like it's this size. That looks, no. You just do it. You don't assume anything. All right. So let's say this is our triangle. All right. And we have A, B, C, and then the sides opposite are the little a, little b, little c. All right. So area of a triangle, any triangle, doesn't have to be a right triangle, any triangle. Area of a triangle. If we apply those 2 things right there, it can be equals 1/2. If I use A and B, sides A and B, which side is included between A and B? C. So it would be times the sine of whatever C is. Okay? Or I could go 1/2 B times C. Okay, the angle included in there is A, sine A. Or 1/2, what's left? We did AB, we did BC. We need AC. AC, A and C, the included angle would be B. Okay, so that's how I can find the area of any triangle by using that right there. Okay, so what you're saying is the area of a triangle is half the product of any 2 sides and the sine of the included angle. That's it. Okay? That's all you're doing right there to find that. Okay? Just to reiterate that, you must have 2 sides, so it's 1/2 any 2 sides. I'm just kind of writing it so you understand. Times the sine of the included angle. All right, this is kind of so you can get an idea of what it's saying. All right, so any 2 sides, see A and B, the included angle is C. A and C, the included angle is B. Okay? All right, so now let's see if we can do this. Find the area of triangle ABC to the nearest tenth. Now notice I put 3 sides in there and 1 angle. So I want to make you think a little bit, oh, how do I know which sides to use? Remember, it's any 2 sides and the included angle. Okay, it's got to be that. There's no other way around it. All right, so we're going to do area equals 1/2 times 8 times 9 times the sine of 104. Make sure you do a degree check. It depends what you're using. Make sure your calculator's in degrees. See, degrees. I'm good. All right, so I'm literally going to go 0.5 times 8 times 9 sine 104. It doesn't matter if you put times or not in there. And then those between 9 and sine. 34.9. So the area is going to be 34.9 centimeters squared. Okay? All right. So that's how you do it. Any 2 sides and the included angle, finding the area. Makes life way easier to find an area of a triangle. All right. So now the law of sines. Okay? That's kind of what this whole section's about. So if you take all of the ways you can write the area, which is 1/2 b times c times sine a, that's got to equal 1/2 a times c times sine of b, see, not included, and that's got to equal 1/2, what do we got left, ab, yeah, a times b times the sine of c. So all of those have to be equal on every triangle. The sides, doesn't matter, the size, anything. So now if I were to try to simplify this, first thing I'd do is I'd get rid of my fractions. Because I can do that because it's an equation. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. Now, you don't multiply this, and this by 2 because that's one term. So when you multiply everything by 2, you're going to get BC sine of A equals AC sine of B equals AB sine of C. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide everything by ABC. You don't have to worry about doing this, but I'm just showing you how we can, from the area we get what's called the line, the law of sine. So what's going to divide out? BC. So we're left with the sine of A over A has to equal A and C divide out, sine of B over B, and you guessed it, that's going to give us the sine of C over C. So these are proportions. All right. Now this is called right here, this is called the law of sines. All right. And I can use this because it's very important. You can use this if you know two angles and any side. So that's like angle, side. That's when this 2 angles on a side. Or if you have an angle, side, angle where the side is included between the 2 angles. You can use it there. Or you can use it if you know 2 sides and the angle opposite one of the sides. And we're going to do examples, so no worries. And that's usually written as SSA. Yeah, it's probably better to write it SSA instead of the reverse order. Okay? All right, so let's look at a few examples. Poof. Here we go. All right, so here we want to find the missing pieces of this triangle. Now, up until now, we wouldn't have any clue. I don't know how we were going to do it. So I look at it. Remember, I need either, what do I need? I need either AAS or ASA. Okay, that's what that one can be, because we could go, if you look, we have angle, angle, side. All right. We do not have angle, side, angle, so it would be this one. Now, the reason I'm holding off on that other one, that's the SSA. We're going to do that in the next lesson. That's a little more complicated, so we're only going to worry about this, either one of these two, AAS or ASA. You don't have to worry about getting your answers. Okay? So, I want to find the missing pieces. So, what I do is I look at it. I always want to see, first of all, what angle I have. I have angle here and opposite here. So that's going to be my centerpiece. So I'm going to use the law of sines. First, I can find this missing angle here, right? Angle A. Measure of angle A is going to be 180 minus 80 minus 45, right? That's in degrees. If I do that math, that's 100 minus 45 is 55 degrees. So now I have all three angles. And if you notice in these, you're always going to have two of the three angles. So this is 55 degrees. All right? So now I can find the two missing sides. So like I said, this is what I'm given. I know this side and this angle. So I know that's going to be my middle, so to speak. I know the sine of 80 over 3. That's the only full ratio I have. Now I can set up on either side of this. Sine of 55 over, what's opposite that? Little a. And then here, sine of 45 and little b. And then I just solve these separately. So I'm going to solve two proportions. I'm going to solve that proportion, okay? And then I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to solve that proportion. All right? So let's just take a look at this. So this is, if I'm covering this one up, I'm solving this side. So it's going to be b times the sine, b times the sine of 80 equals 3 times the sine of 45. Divide both sides by sine of 80. And I get b is approximately, we're going to go to the nearest tenth, okay? So make sure my calculator, again, is in degrees, all right? So I'm going to go 3 sine of 45, close parentheses, divided by sine of 80, 2.15, so about 2.2. So value of b is approximately 2.2. All right? And then I want to do that with the other side, so I'm covering this up, so to speak, and it's going to be 3 times the sine of 55 equals a times the sine of 80. Divide sine of 80 on both sides. I'm going to get my approximate value for a. So let's pop that in there. So 3 sine 55 divided by sine of 80. Sorry. About 2.5. And I've just solved the missing pieces for that triangle. Okay? So that's all we're going to do for this lesson. The next lesson is going to consider the SSA. The SSA is called the ambiguous case because, you know, you can run into trouble. You can have one or two triangles possible and sometimes no triangle possible. So we'll look at that next lesson. So your practice on this, and again, practice is for you to practice. I know it seems odd. It's page 819, and let me double check what that is. Yeah, 13 through 25 odd. Again, all of this is listed on eCampus. Hope everybody's doing okay. Remember, make contact at least once a week or more if you just, have trouble. Whatever. Say hi. Tell me how you're doing. Okay? So I'll be back soon. Bye bye.